This episode of EA Sports Game Changers is sponsored in part by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes.
Today, big waves, big stars. It's one of the toughest competitions on Earth. We're in Hawaii, where the best of the best come to compete. And DeAndre Jordan drops in.
What's up, fellas?
And jaws drop. The surprise you won't want to miss. Then he shoots, he scores. The shots, the voices, the high-tech side of hockey. How do they do that? Plus, we're in NYC with the NFL. Radio City style. The NFL Draft. An inside look at the future stars. It all starts here. Game Changers is on.
Hello and welcome to EA Sports Game Changers. I'm Kevin Frazier. We have a great show for you today, starting with a surf competition on the shores of Oahu where waves can have swells up to 50 feet high, testing surfers to the limits.
Here we go.
On the shores of Oahu, the Banzai Pipeline is the place for some of the best waves on the planet. And also, some of the most dangerous. If you enjoy 20-foot waves with enough energy to light up Honolulu or put your lights out, this is your lucky day. Welcome to the Van's Triple Crown of Surfing, where the best of the best come to compete at the end of each season.
You just I'm out of breath still. There's like no words to describe it. You just get tumbled and held under and your back starts to hurt.
It's next big thing after a world title, and I believe it because it's such a strong and powerful place. 3 events in really powerful way, but at the same time, you could surf a smaller wave this year, so you gotta adapt to everything. So the crown winner has to be good in every condition, so that's what makes it so special.
These are the best surfers in the world going head to head. From young favorites like 21-year-old Triple Crown winner John Florence to former world champ Mick Fanning and a guy who wore a crown 11 times, Kelly Slater.
That's funny, actually. I think Kelly won his first pipe event the year I was born. Yeah, it's just crazy to think how long this contest has been going and to be surfing it now.
Some of the surfers grew up right here, and this event has special meaning to them.
It was break since I was like 10 or whatnot, and yeah, it's such a great event to do, and I love it when it's this size. It's just fun and playful.
For others, this is the end of a long year on the world tour, and just competing here is like a dream come true.
I'd love to win a Triple Crown. I would love it. It would just make my life. But you know, I know it's a hard thing to do. If I don't win it, I think I'll get fairly close to it.
For me, I love Hawaii, so winning a Triple Crown title would be insane.
What's it like riding through a pipeline barrel? With the help of a GoPro, catch a wave with Kelly Slater.
So this wave, I got a little lower than I wanted, so I had to really compress myself here. That lip almost hit me in the head. My back knee's down, pretty much touching the board. You can see my body's way off of the board. It's not above the plane of the board. Only because that hand's on the rails that allow me to do that. You see the lip just kind of caught the back of my head as I'm coming out there, and I'm pretty much immersed.
You never know what you're going to face or get hit with in this competition. Subtle moves of mere inches can mean the difference between a fatal blow or the rush of a lifetime.
I just kind of got hit by the foam ball and was bobbling, and then I put my foot down. I was super deep the whole time and then came out. So yeah, you definitely have to have something happen during the wave that's miraculous.
The most important things are analyze what you're doing right then. Like, think about what you're doing right in that moment. Don't even think about yesterday or tomorrow. It's just like those few seconds right in front of where you are.
Ultimately, this Pipe Master event came down to 21-year-old John Florence and 41-year-old Kelly Slater.
Surfing in the final against Kelly at the Pipe Masters is a pretty big accomplishment. So
The cherry on top for me was just that I got surfing against John in the final, and that was really special to me. You know, I've surfed with John since he was a really little kid, and it meant a lot, I think, to all of us.
Utilizing priority, pulling into this big pipeline beast.
In the end, it was Kelly taking home his 7th Pipe Masters win, and John winning his 2nd Triple Crown.
Felt it all week that I was going to win this contest. There were signs all over the place. It just felt like one of those weeks. It was really special.
I'm so stoked to win the Triple Crown, again. And like going into this event, I didn't even know I was in the running for it, really. So it's kind of really a big surprise. It's been my life dream of mine, and I really wanted to win the Pipe one, but I was just stoked to be able to with Kelly and just pretty good heat.
At the end of the day, it was the 11-time world champ who put things into perspective.
If you look at the history of athletes, I think the guys who push themselves the hardest all the time throughout their life, they don't live super long. Living a long life is as important as living good while you're here, but you got to put them both together.
Coming up on Game Changers, NBA star DeAndre Jordan sneaks into this gym, and even DeAndre couldn't predict what would happen next. And high-tech hockey. The future is here, and we're there. Find out why these two famous voices are seeing goals that haven't happened yet. Then, the Big Apple for the big day, NFL style.
This episode of EA Sports Game Changers is sponsored in part by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes.
Welcome back to Game Changers. I'm Kevin Frazier. For this next segment, we teamed up with our sponsor, Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, to search for a group of kids who show their stripes by taking sportsmanship to another level. Los Angeles Clippers center DeAndre Jordan went to meet this special group of kids and reward them for positive play. They run, shoot, pass, and laugh like there is no tomorrow. Meet the ARC basketball team from Southern California.
I like basketball because it's a fast-paced sport, and you get to play with very good players.
This squad is a group of high-energy, high-spirit 9 and 10-year-olds who take the court together under Coach Dion.
They're willing to learn, and they always at practice. They're committed to the practice and the team.
And they're committed to playing hoops every chance they can get, anywhere they can, even if it's in a bookstore.
They was having fun, throwing the ball, always having a good time, so they was passing the ball back and forth to each other in the store.
But it isn't just their passion for basketball that makes this team so unique.
They one team. They are a family unit because they always together. They always practicing together. They always working together. We all, as a team, go to dinner. We go to the movies and have a good time.
Everybody right here, line behind Laquan, in line. One line. Everybody on this side, one line. Good, Blake. Good, JB.
Today, this unit is coming together for another practice, but Coach Dion isn't just teaching drills and plays today.
All right, I'm gonna talk about teamwork, and as a unit, we need to always take care of each other, watch out for each other. So if we stay together as one unit, we will be able to win big games. But I really is gonna tell y'all who's really gonna help us with how we be one unit, and this, my friend right here.
What's up, fellas? How are you guys, man? Why you looking at me like that? What's up, guys? How y'all doing, man? What's going on? How are you? What's up, man? How you guys doing, man?
The man who's here to tell them about teamwork and character is none other than NBA superstar DeAndre Jordan, the king of Lob City and Los Angeles Clippers center.
What's going on, guys? No, I just really came to talk to you guys about teamwork. I'm really proud of you guys. I hear a lot about what you guys have been doing. Character and teamwork is something that is going to carry you guys. If you guys stick together and know that it's not about number 9, number 24, number 30, it's not about number 33, number 42, it's about what's on the front of your jersey, then that's when you'll excel and go as far as you guys want to go. Always pull for team, not for individuals.
First, it was time for a few wise words and a quick game of knockout. which DeAndre just happened to lose, and not just once.
I'm a monster on the court. I beat DeAndre Jordan in knockout.
I hope that my teammates don't find out that I lost to 9 and 10-year-olds twice. Who got me out? You got me out? But if they do, I'll just say that I did it on purpose.
Next, it was DeAndre's turn to show them how the pros do it.
So I wanted to show you guys a play that we run with the Clippers. Okay, so you're gonna come off these 2 picks right here. He's gonna set you a screen. The relationships that you make and that you create from playing basketball, I don't care whether it's college, NBA, overseas, whatever, you're gonna have those relationships for the rest of your life. That's what, makes you better on the court. It's because of the relationships you have with those guys. Shoot it! Yeah, JB!
Then the kids showed DeAndre some of their fancy footwork.
Ooh. That was nice.
But the kids were most excited for the chance to slam dunk just like their favorite big man. Well, maybe with a little help. In the end, it was a fun-filled day of hoop dreams for both the team and DeAndre Jordan.
I'm sweating. I had a great time today. My favorite part of today was probably just playing with the guys as much as possible. It was great, just 5-on-5, knockout, showing those guys the plays, interacting with them.
I'm gonna try to come to every single game.
That was great, just to see people who want to be just like you, want to play basketball, want to be tall, want to be able to dunk and block shots. That's always a humbling experience.
One team on one.
One team on one.
1, 2, 3. One team.
Wow, that is a group of real game changers who got to show us their stripes. But how about you? How do you show your stripes? EA Sports Game Changers and Kellogg's Frosted Flakes want to find out.
Next, hockey like you've never seen or heard it before. NHL stars on the ice. Meet the men who give us the words eye view. And the NFL draft and the fans who make it the big event it is.
This episode of EA Sports Game Changers is sponsored in part by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes.
Welcome back. Someone once said that great play-by-play announcers give sports viewers the bird's eye view. Well, 2 of hockey's most famous voices invited game changers into the booth to see what it takes to call the action in the NHL. The relentless speed of the game makes hockey one of, if not the, toughest sports to call from the broadcast booth. 2 of the top names in hockey gave game changers an inside look into the science of calling the action. In the high-tech world of virtual hockey, the announcers don't need to see the game to call it, they just have to envision it. That's how the NHL broadcasting team known as Doc and Eddie make this game, EA Sports NHL 15, come to life. Just like the real thing, and it's a lot tougher than it looks.
As I sit there in the studio, I'm imagining players out on the ice playing a game and trying to imagine, too, what I would say in a certain circumstance.
If you've just joined us, this has been a remarkable night for one player on this ice.
That's right, imagine it, because this talented duo is calling a game that doesn't even exist yet.
Betts finds a way to make a stop there. I don't have the actual footage. In essence, I'm really talking about something that I haven't seen. So, I mean, there's a lot of work that goes into that.
1 period, 2 periods, 3
I'm
periods.
using the theater of the mind to imagine what kind of game is going on.
Ultimately, our goal is to try and capture a real-world broadcast as close as possible. And they've worked really closely with us to let us know what would be authentic.
My stick and not yours.
Right. We're trying our best to make them sound as close as we can as possible to how they sound in a real-world broadcast.
Where they should be divisional rivals. Wings and Leafs doesn't get any better than that.
You know, you got to be really creative. That's the one thing that I've really kind of learned over this whole long process is that, you know, you just got to do what's natural.
Oh, Maronami, that is a beautiful save.
For Eddie, hockey has been in his blood since childhood. He was on the 1984 U.S. Men's Olympic hockey team, went on to play in the NHL for 16 years, and won a Stanley Cup with the New York Rangers.
The team behind must pick it up or suffer the consequences.
From the time I was in 5th grade, what I wanted to do was broadcast baseball until I saw hockey for the first time, and that changed my life. It was December 10th, 1960. I remember the night, I remember the feeling of being inside an arena and wondering why the Zamboni machine did not scrape up the blue and red lines along with the ice. It was a fractured night in my life because all of a sudden baseball was gone and hockey was there.
But his dream of being a broadcaster came true, earning him the esteemed honor of becoming the first member of the media to be inducted into the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame.
I was flattered that they chose me because to have this kind of an opportunity to share my love for the game with people who enjoy playing it, that's big for me. The sport has given me so much and so many opportunities in my lifetime and so many thrills that this, in a way, is a chance to give back.
So even though it's just a game, neither Eddie nor Doc mind working overtime to get the job done.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm very honored to have a part in it. And that's why I like arriving early and leaving late if they need me to, because I want this game to be special.
Coming up, we're in New York City. The NFL takes center stage at Radio City Music Hall.
This episode of EA Sports Game Changers is sponsored in part by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes.
When it comes to football, New York City had it all this year. In January, the Seahawks came east and beat the Denver Broncos in Super Bowl 48. Then in May, the future stars were out at Radio City Music Hall for the annual NFL Draft. It was a week of nonstop football and big names, including some of the game's greatest players who dedicated their time to helping kids get active as part of the NFL's Play 60 campaign.
All right, buddy. Nice catch.
The nonstop excitement during draft week took 3-time Pro Bowl quarterback Mark Brunell and Hall of Famer Derek Brooks back to the time when they were drafted.
A lot of these guys are going in knowing they're going to be first rounders. I had no idea where I was going. I just wanted to go in the first day.
That's the one.
But I didn't get to go in the first day. I went early on the second day, and so I was a little disappointed. But looking back, it was absolutely perfect because I ended up, while I went in the 5th round, I ended up going with the team that was best for me, the Green Bay Packers.
3. No, I didn't know what to expect. The 28th pick towards the end of the first round. Was I the 28th best player in my mind? No, I didn't. But that's the way the cards played for me, and that's the beautiful thing about the draft. That is not an exact science.
Many of the kids outside at this Play 60 event, which calls for children to get outdoors and get active for 60 minutes, dream of their own draft day 10 years from now.
When I get drafted in 10 years, I want to play for the New York Giants. I could be a wide receiver because I'm really fast, I really got good grip, I know how to move a lot.
When I grow up, I'm going to play professional football for the New York Giants, and I'll play wide receiver.
I'm going to play quarterback because I have a good arm and I can scramble out of the pocket.
If I get drafted to the NFL, I'm going to become super happy.
At the end of the week, these two former superstars had some solid advice for the possible future stars.
You don't get to the next levels unless you apply yourself academically. And so that would be my number one advice. Respect your teachers, respect your parents, respect your coaches, listen to them. do well in school, and then just get outside and play.
My advice to them is enjoy the moment. You can only get drafted by one team. So if you're here in New York, part of this process, receive this hospitality that the NFL is providing, or if you're at home amongst your family, friends, enjoy the process because you'll never get it back.
For more NFL content, visit NFLRush.com.
This episode of EA Sports Game Changers is sponsored in part by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes.
Thanks for watching, and remember, no matter where you are, whether it's in your community or on the field, you too can be a game changer. See you next time.
This episode of EA Sports Game Changers is sponsored in part by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes.